The 5 steps to date someone that you like, in this case, a woman, but it can be a man too if you're a girl watching this. And whether in your mid or late 30s, whether in your mid 20s, in your 30s, in your late 30s, all of these things are going to apply. They're universal. Humans are attracted to attractive human beings, and these things are the same throughout, most places in the world. And so there's 5 steps to date a woman that you like, and it goes from you not knowing this person to you actually being able to be comfortable forming a connection and having that person in your life. And so the first step is understanding what you want out of talking to that person. So let me just give you a blueprint on how talking to someone new will go. If you talk to that person and you're like, say you're here, you have no idea who this person is, and then on this side you could be like, partner, you're in a relationship. So this is stranger, and that is you're in a relationship. There's some parts that you need to go to, right? And so if you introduce yourself to this person and you are introducing yourself in a romantic way, well, this person has the option to say, I do not like you because of your looks. And that's something that you just have to be okay with. And each person is going to look their own way and be someone's type in their own way. And this is something that you just kind of have to be okay with, being rejected because someone doesn't like your looks. And so that's the first thing. You need to be okay that someone doesn't like you. And this comes with experience. But there's also ways you can improve your looks, right? So don't just be like, oh, it's over for me because I'm not the best looking. Eat well, take care of yourself, go to the gym if you can, dress well, groom. That's basically all you can do, right? And that's going to give you pretty good shot, better than 99% of people. Guarantee you, if you dress well, you groom yourself, you take care of your body consistently, that is going to put you above 99% of people, really, right? And the other things like pure genetics, like your height, pure genetics, like kind of your weight, kind of pure genetics, your facial structure, your bone structure, those more genetical things, still you can change, but they're going to take way longer. But when it comes to that, like for me personally, my teeth, my buck teeth, my fucking nose, my ears, all this stuff, there's things about me that, I used to be more self-conscious about. But I know I can't really change them. Like my ears, I'm not going to change. My nose, I'm not going to change. Can I get plastic surgery and all this stuff? If I wanted to. I don't shame any person who gets plastic surgery or wants to be more confident in themselves. But it's something that you kind of have to live with, right? And I learned to love these features. I learned to love my buck teeth because it makes me unique. I learned to love my ears and love my nose, even though they may make me self-conscious, I know I can't change them, and so I feature them, and I actually learned to love them. And so that's kind of the same thing you have to do with yourself, even before we go talking into a stranger, because when we go talk to this person, they're going to see us. They're going to see who we are. They're going to see like our beliefs, how we think about the world, how we think about ourselves. And if this is not healthy, they're not going to be part of that, right? If what we're thinking about ourselves is not healthy, they're not going to be really part of that. If what we're thinking is very judgmental, well, we're probably going to be judgmental on other people too. And so that's the first thing, is just loving yourself. And if you don't love yourself, learn to love yourself. Put yourself out there more. And this, is a lifelong journey, because it's going to happen to what degree do you love yourself. But if you don't love yourself in a way that you don't believe other people deserve your love, that's going to come out in the way that you talk, in the way that you go about life. So stranger to relationship. First, it's going to be like just knowing each other. And so for them even to like kind of want to pay attention, you're going to need to be somewhat their type when it comes to looks, right? If you're not their type at all, and they're going to want to date you, but they don't find you physically attractive, that, in my opinion, is like the R word, right? And it's just like, I don't want to. And so looking somewhat good helps. Secondly is then, what do you say? And this should be the easy part. But so many people get caught up on this because they are fear of getting rejected. They don't want to look stupid. They don't know what to say, and mainly is they don't want to find out or ask it because they don't want to ruin a friendship. They don't want to ruin a relationship, and they don't understand that doesn't even matter, right? If you like someone, it is totally okay, and it's actually amazing and good and confident to go up to that person and be like, having a conversation with them, getting to know them more, and then if you like them, asking them out. That's a beautiful thing, right? But people find it so hard because they have this immense anxiety. Fear of rejection is so high. So much of the stuff. And so the next step is then getting to know that person. And so you should not just go up to someone and be like, I find you pretty. Can I ask you out? Is that fine? Sure. Is there better ways of doing it? Yes. And so this is where you get to know that person. And so you can just go up to them and, make a comment. This is the best way to start a conversation, is by making an observation and then making a comment. And this can be about so many things. It can be about a certain look that person has. It can be about a certain trait, a certain feature. Maybe you're looking at that person and they make eye contact with you and they give like a kind of a startled look. You can just say that. Oh my gosh, you gave like the most startled look when I just looked at you right there. Hey, what's your name? And then you're in the conversation. Hey, you have an amazing style. Yeah, what's your name? Then you're in the conversation. Like, the perfect starting thing to the conversation doesn't exist. Just get into the conversation, you dip-ass idiots, right? And then some mindsets that are really going to help you is just assuming that person is already your friend. So you don't have to win this person over, but assuming that they're your close friend and just acting like you would with a really close friend. Now your brain's going to know the difference and give you some type of hesitancy and resistance to that. But the more you can kind of really feel this and then act it out like you would feel, you look at that other person, you're like, close friend, assume my friend, assume positive. This will relax you in your body, which will allow you to be more yourself without that fear of judgment that you probably have. So this is the mindset that is going to really carry you. And then what you want to do is be engaging, so you want to have a fun conversation. Now, for the most part, this is where I actually find people kind of going wrong, is that they can say one or two things, but to continue that conversation is a bit harder. And so you need to be able to carry that conversation. And the way that you're going to do this is with questions, is with stories, and with playfulness. And so for you to get from stranger to relationship, this is also obviously going to be over time. But just in initial conversations or in one conversation, what you want to do is get to know them to some degree. And so you want to know where they're from, some hobbies that they like, some interests that they may have, and all of this is being communicated through your subcommunication. So if I'm speaking to you like this and everything I'm saying is kind of awkward and that's not going to make the other person feel comfortable. And if that person's not even comfortable, they don't even get to hear the words that you're saying. So you first need to be in this comfortable place where your voice is relaxed, your eye contact's relaxed. You're having these the mindsets I had before. Assume you're my close friend, and those will allow those body languages to come into place. And then you can start making, the conversation more fun and more emotionally engaging. So the way that you can do that is by assuming things. Assuming things. And so you should be able to look at that person and be like, I feel like you do this. I feel like you do that. I feel like you're interested in that. I feel like you're not interested in that. And this is very good because instead of asking a question, hey, are you in finance? Saying something like this, hey, you look like you're in finance, even though it's just the slightest bit of switches, it makes it way more emotionally engaging because that other person's going to be like, what makes you think that? If someone said that to me, you look like you do this, I'm going to be like, what about me makes me look like I do that? Right? And if they're right, I'm going to be like, what the hell? Okay, there's something here. Like, how is this guy? And so if you genuinely feel it and you believe it, say it, right? And if you don't believe it, I don't believe you do that. That is, again, a form of playfulness. Playfulness is supposed to be, so there's like two segments of emotion, okay? There's positive, positive, there's positive, negative, there's negative, positive, and negative, negative. You never want to be operating from this place ever. Never operating from a negative, negative. And so this is just downright mean. Even a negative positive, I don't even know what the fuck that means. So I'm just going to take that out. And we'll just go like this. So a positive positive is complimenting. It's being really, really nice. It's camaraderie. It's passion, compassion. And it's like, that's amazing. You're beautiful. That is really cool. That's awesome that you did that. And it's really not, doing anything else. However, playful negative is, you also want to put this into the conversation too, so it's not such a boring, linear thing. When you're able to put playful negatives, then it's like, I feel like you're a lawyer. Aren't you a lawyer? You have such a firm professional handshake to you. Say she grips your hand very well with her handshake. You have such a, put together style. I would feel like you're in corporate or something. These are playful negatives. These are things that you're assuming, and even if she gives you an answer, no, I'm this, no, I like that, no, I don't do that. If you genuinely believe that, you can be like, if you don't believe that, you can be like, how? I don't believe that could be so true. And you see how in my facial expressions, in my body, I now get playful? It's because it's not about the words, it's about the emotion that I'm transferring. And if I want to have fun in the conversation, then I need to be able to self-amuse and make myself have fun. And when I'm talking to other people, do I want to have a boring, dull conversation? No, I want to have a fun one. And so I'm going to be fun and make the active choice to be fun with this person. Ask them questions, give them some teases, give them some playful negatives, give some positives, because I want to have fun with you as a person. And this is how you do it. If I'm just yes, 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 that's awesome. That's great. I love the same thing. You ever done this? I love it. And it's all just, we don't disagree with anything. We're basically the same people. How boring, right? And so you want someone with their own opinions, with their own things about life. And so if she says, I love curling, that's amazing. And she says, what are your thoughts about curling? I love curling too. And you don't love curling, well, don't say that. If you don't love curling, don't go negative, negative. I think it's a dumb fucking sport. But you can go into this playful negative. Not my cup of tea. I prefer, sports in which I actually get to move and not use a brush, a mop as my main tool. Right? And so that's playful negative. It's exaggerating. It's obviously a joke to some degree. And that's how you're going to have more fun in your conversations. It's going to take more expressiveness, which is going to increase your fear of judgment. But practice it. Get better at it. And your conversations will, I guarantee you, be so much more fun. And if you want closer help with this and to be held accountable, you can go to the description and book a one-on-one call with me to see how I can help you. So this is going to allow that other person to see that, oh, wait a minute, you're actually kind of fun to hang around. You're fun, you're playful, you're not so serious and stuck in your head. And this is just going to show to that other person, him or her, that you have a positive mindset about yourself, the world, and that you are a pretty good person, pretty accepting. And, never have I ever in my life talked to a girl, a guy, anyone, where me not being negative or being not happy is like bad, right? Me always having a positive mindset and just like thinking people are good people, people are my friends, I'm a cool person, is the most attractive mindset, right? And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes there are times you're like, I'm just not a good person. I'm just not someone worth anything. And at those times, it's hard to bring that to you, but you have to find gratitude in everything in life. You're here another day on earth. Find the gratitude in that, right? Thank God I'm here. Thank God I get to live another day. I'm going to bring that positivity from that now in myself and out to other people. So fun, playful, you can do that with positives and negatives. You also want to tell stories and ask questions. And so ask questions about that other person. Do you play any sports? Is there anything you're interested into? How did you like playing that sport? And that's like a very basic question, right? It's fucking sports. Who can, honestly gives a shit? But it can be anything. It can be something that they're really passionate about. That's the kind of goal of what you want to be talking about. Be playful and fun, but you also want to be finding what their passions are. What are their interests? What motivates them? What gets them to tick in life? What are their things that they want to achieve and stuff? And, if you want to get them very deeper to know them, like that stuff you can ask. Ask about trips that they've taken. Ask about maybe some family members. Ask about some other stuff, right? There's a whole bunch of things that you can talk about with another person and make it playful and give some teases and then talk about your own stuff. Talk about your own stories. Talk about, instead of, your favorite song, talk about how you found your favorite song. Instead of saying, oh, I really like Michael Jackson, say, when I was a kid, my mom showed me Thriller, the Michael Jackson music video. And I had to stop it like 4 times in the beginning because when he was transferring from human to werewolf, it was too scary for me. So I had to watch it like 4 times over. That telling a story is much more personal. That other person gets to understand you more as a person rather than just stats and things that you're listing, right? And if you're able to say these stories with emotion and energy with them, that person is going to be like, oh, this guy isn't some bland, boring person. I actually get to have fun around this guy. He's loose. He doesn't seem like he's giving too much of a fuck. He's not so in his head. Awesome, I like that. And so that's all on the fun, playful side. If you're then able to then mix this and match it with groundedness, and so this is being calm under pressure. This is not taking too many things seriously. If a girl says something that kind of throws you off. So there's been some times where I was just talking to a girl and she'll be like, yeah, there's this other guy I'm talking to. And I'm just like, instead of getting, very butthurt or very like, you're talking to another guy, that's not right. I'm just like, okay, well, good for you, right? I don't really give a fuck, right? And to me personally, that's something I don't like being talked around me. So I'll just tell the girl I'm talking to, hey, when you're around me, can you just not talk about other guys? I know we're not even dating, but can you just not talk about other guys? I just don't like it. And if that's something that she doesn't want to do, or, still does, even though I've told her it upsets me, I don't want to talk to you anymore, right? And so I have standards for myself, for what I accept to be in my life, right? If you don't want to do that, I'm sorry, go away. As soon as you're okay and you're okay not doing it, come back into my life, right? I forgive you 100%, but just while you're doing it and actively trying to piss me off, goodbye. That's just not allowed here. And so now you're fun in the conversation, you're getting to know each other a bit, you're telling about your story, you're getting to know her. At this point, you should be able to tell by the vibe alone, if you guys are both just, having a good time, ask her out because that's what she's wanting to do. The only difference I've found from a guy to a girl in, relationships is the guy has to go first. And this puts a lot of, stress on him. I found so much, but it's just something that you have to do, right? And it's not like the girl doesn't ever go first too. It's just mainly in relationships, the guy has to put the space forward first. And so you need to put space, you need to show her that you are a person who is grounded, who can be calm under pressure, who, when tension does arise and conflict maybe does happen, you're not going to break down or you're not going to get so overreactive. You're just able to be calm and composed and figure something out. You need to also have the space to be non-judgmental. And so if you're like, I fucking hate women, they're all sluts because they sleep around. That's an opinion you have, but it's a very judgmental opinion. And if you're bringing that around another person who you're hoping is not judgmental, well, that is going to be a good thing that you provide. You want to provide what you're looking for in the other person. If I'm looking for quality in mental and physical health, I should bring that too. If I'm looking for traits of ambition and wants to do good in life, I should bring that forward too. And the only difference between a guy and a girl is, as a guy, you have to bring that forward first. And you should be able to bring, no matter if you want a girl who's fun or playful, even though you probably do, you should be able to bring playful and positive energy forwards at any conversation, because that's just who you are on the inside. When you talk to other people, it's going to be 99% a representation of who you are in the inside, especially when it comes to someone that you like, someone that you want to be friends with, not some person at work or some random guy that you're forced to talk to, but someone that you really want to. That's when your inner self is going to come out there. And so 5 steps is, understanding, loving yourself. That's 1. Number 2 is identifying what, you want to talk about with this other person. And that is, you want to get to know them. You want to show some bit of your personality. And you want to see if they're a good fit for you. You want to see if you actually get along with them. And if you don't, you're talking to that other person, you're like, you're actually not as fun as I wanted. Or you're not as interesting as I thought you would be. That's going to give you, that's going to be a way better mindset that you're coming from. Instead of this mindset of, I need to get something from you, I need to impress you so I can have you, you're coming from the mindset of, we're already friends, I'm already going to treat you like a close friend, and I'm going to have this conversation, get to know you a bit, see if we vibe, see if we joke around, have the same sense of humor, have some similar hobbies, and if we do, hey, I'd love to invite you to hang out with me again. And if you don't want to, perfectly okay on your end, perfectly okay, I'll just go talk to someone else and do that, right? But if you don't have that and you're so caught up in your head, you're so caught up in this, that's going to be it's going to be a journey to kind of get out of that and have those standards for yourself. But the main thing is, that, and then having fun. So knowing yourself, having fun. So being playful in the conversation, being able to bring that groundedness to you, and then going first and asking that person out. So the way that you can have the groundedness to you is that when you are asking questions, you're listening to that other person. And you're using your eyes and your body to listen. And you're calm as you do that. You're not super reactive. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. It's more just relaxed. It's more, Has a little bit of a smile to you. That's awesome. Yeah. See how it's much more slower, it's much more calm? All these things are subconsciously going to be indicating to the other person whether you're relaxed, at ease, or you're tense and nervous. And if you're tense or nervous, that's going to show to the other person you feel like you don't belong there. And at the core fundamental of everything, people are going to believe you. They're going to believe the person with the better, the stronger frame. So if I believe that I should not be talking to you, but you believe I should be talking to you, and you're like, no, come on, man, spit it out, you're good, bro, get it out. And I'm like, no, I can't talk. And you're like, it's okay, man, come out, spit it out, you'll be okay. And then I say it out. Well, that is me giving into your frame, and it's actually a good frame. Your frame should be collaborative. Your frame is how you think about the world, and that should be collaborative and positive. If your frame is, I'm better than everybody else, that's going to come out in your, communication and stuff. And that's not the worst thing in the world, to think that you're better than everybody else, especially if you have evidence that you're better than a lot of people. That's the mindset that winners have. It's the mindset that a lot of successful people have. But in the actual context, like realistically, no, it should be all people are amazing and I'm here to see the beauty inside of them. When socializing, right? When it comes to winning in sports and that kind of stuff, I am the best. That's the mindset. But when it comes to socializing, it's, I want to talk to you, see if you're a cool person, see if I can see that beauty inside of you coming out. And if that person doesn't want to give you the chance to talk to her or him or whoever, that says nothing about you. That's all on them, right? It's you putting the space forward first, though. That's all. And so be like, hey, I just wanted to talk to you. How are you? Awesome. What's your name? Cool. Are you just shopping around here? Are you looking for something? Are you having a good time? Like literally anything just to start that conversation. And then it's getting to know you, telling a bit about yourself, and seeing if you vibe with that other person, and then asking them out after. And then once you're in the relationship, that's where other troubles come into play of keeping intimacy, emotional intelligence, being open about your feelings. And that's kind of a different thing where, and the best advice I could give for you there is being completely open and honest about your feelings to that other person, and then saying them and explaining them and communicating them in a way that is grounded, and in moments of as soon as something kind of happens where you say something in your head or you kind of push something down, immediately saying that and allowing it to hurt inside of you as you say it to your partner or the person you're in a relationship with, and being completely open and over communicating, insanely over communicating all your feelings to that other person to the deepest, most honest degree where it hurts. That's how you keep a relationship, a long-term one, right? And so if you want more fun, if you want more help with this, it does seem like a lot, you can book a call in the description below. Really improve your social skills, really get out of your own way, be held accountable, lower your social anxiety, and be the person who is actually in control of their lives. So that's interesting for you. Link is in the description. With that, peace out, boys and girls. I love you. Bye.